Quick question. When was the last time your business genuinely made you smile? And not because you made money, but because you felt alive doing the work. Well, if you can't remember, then this episode is for you. Hello, friend, and welcome back to the podcast. Today, we're closing out the Intentional Rest and Reset series with a conversation that I believe so many women entrepreneurs need right now: reclaiming joy in your work. Because somewhere along the way, many women over 40 learned to measure success by how much they could carry: the business, the family, the clients, the deadlines, the emotional labor, the invisible labor. Now, we can wake up one day, if we're not careful, running a business that looks successful on the outside while feeling completely disconnected from it on the inside. So let me say this plainly. You did not build a business just to become the most exhausted employee in it. This month, we've talked about rest, mindset, boundaries, and resetting. But I want to end this series not only with a reminder that you need to take a nap. That's not the whole point. I wanted to end on a deeper question. What if the goal was not just to have less burnout? What if the goal is more joy, more happiness, more peace? And before anyone thinks, wow, yeah, okay, Jay, joy doesn't pay the bills. Okay, you're right. But let me gently remind you that burnout doesn't pay them for long either. Think about it. Now, joy might sound soft. It really might. It might sound nice to have, which we really do need more joy in life. But here's the thing, the research kind of backs us up. Gallup State of the Global Workplace in 2025 found that only 21% of employees worldwide were engaged at work. And this disengagement continues to cost the global economy trillions of dollars in lost productivity. Gallup also reports that engaged employees experience higher well-being and lower burnout than those who are disengaged. The American Psychological Association has also linked chronic workplace stress with increased risk of depression, anxiety, sleep disorders, and physical health issues. So joy is not a luxury add-on. Joy is connected to performance, health, creativity, and sustainability. For entrepreneurs, especially women who are carrying so much at once, the takeaway is simple. The emotional climate you create for yourself affects the quality, consistency, and sustainability in your work. We're living in a season that many people experience constant uncertainty. News cycles are relentless. Prices rise, algorithms change, clients are hesitant, responsibilities increase. In trying times, an entrepreneur responds by tightening everything. We work harder. We say yes more often than we should. We launch more offers. We stay online constantly and just hoping for things to calm down, but they don't. A reliable business plan needs to be functional. And joy becomes essential because it restores emotional energy. It protects creativity and increases resilience. It connects you to your purpose. And that's what you want to do, is be connected to your purpose and not tie your identity to your business. So here's the thing. When we are drifting away from joy, we dread opening our laptop. You may be resentful after a client calls. Maybe you can't remember the last time you felt excited about something. And maybe every task feels equally urgent. Maybe you celebrate accomplishments for about 30 seconds before moving on to the next thing. Or maybe you keep telling yourself, I'll enjoy this once I hit my goal. Friend, if that's the last hit, if that last statement hits hard, join the club. We got jackets, because we need to rethink this altogether. So let's clear up the myth. Joyful work is not easy work. You can love what you do and still have invoices, tech issues, revisions, awkward emails, and days when you would rather reorganize your junk drawer than take a look at your analytics. I've been there. Joy means that beneath the hard moments, there is still a sense of meaning, curiosity, contribution, growth, and alignment. You can be tired and still feel purposeful. The danger is feeling exhausted and emotionally disconnected. So, we're going to talk about the 5 ways to reclaim your joy in your business. So, we're going to get practical. And if the joy has been missing from your business, let's talk about these 5 things. So, number 1, return to the work that lights you up. Ask yourself, which client conversations energize me? Which projects make me lose track of time? Which would I create even if no one applauded immediately? These questions are not fluffy. They're clues that point you back to the joy that you want in your work. Number 2, stop performing success. You don't need to look busy to be valuable. A calm calendar is not a moral failure. Okay? Sometimes the most powerful business decisions you can make is to stop proving that you're overwhelmed. And number 3, create one joy ritual in your workday. It doesn't have to be complicated. Trust me, it doesn't. It could be a favorite playlist before a client calls, coffee on the patio before checking your email, and a 5-minute gratitude note after a successful project. Ending the workday with a short walk instead of doom scrolling. These tiny rituals retrain the brain to reassociate work with pleasure and not pressure. Number 4, let go of offers that are draining your soul. Not every profitable thing is worth continuing. Revenue matters, absolutely, but so does the cost of your energy. And we've talked about this before. If an offer requires you to abandon yourself every time you deliver it, it may be time to redesign it and raise support around it and release it altogether. And number 5, celebrate before the next milestone. Pause, breathe, acknowledge that what you've already done. Your nervous system deserves a reset and closure and not constant acceleration. Celebration is not a distraction from growth. It helps growth feel sustainable. So here's your challenge for the week, because you know we don't leave out of here without one. Write down 3 moments from the past year where you felt genuinely joyful about your business. Not proud, not relieved, not validated, but joyful. And look for those patterns. Who were you working with? What kind of work were you doing? What pace were you moving at? And, what made that moment special? And keep carrying that on. Those moments are clues and not accidents. Okay, so let's talk some real talk for my ladies over 40. Handshake, because I'm one. Many of us were taught that joy was something that should come after we've taken care of everybody else. After the kids, after the clients, after our partner, after the bills, after the inbox, after every milestone. So I'm calling BS on that, okay? Your joy is not selfish. Your creativity is not frivolous. Your delight in your work is not unprofessional. In fact, when women reclaim joy, we often become better leaders, clearer communicators, more creative problem solvers, and more sustainable entrepreneurs. Your clients don't need the burnt out version of you. And I think I've told you that already, Sharon. They need a version that is alive, present, and connected to her purpose. So here is your permission slip. So as we close out the Intentional Rest and Reset series, I want to leave you with a permission slip. You are allowed to build a business that supports your life instead of consuming it. You are allowed to change what no longer fits. You are allowed to rest before you collapse. You are absolutely allowed to reclaim your joy at work, because success without joy is not freedom. It's exhaustion and a very cute blazer. Yeah. So this week, don't ask only what needs to get done. Ask, What will make me feel alive in my work again? And start there. That answer might be the beginning of your new chapter. So, as we close out this week, I want you to think about all the things that bring you joy. Along with this, be inspired, be inspiring, be encouraged, be encouraging. But most of all, I want you to be you, and remember to find joy when you can in your work. And I'll talk to you next week. Take care.